Um, we're here with Elizabeth Babcock, who's the Chief Public Engagement Officer and the Roberts Dean of Education at the California Academy of Sciences. Her track at DML 2014 is going to be about connecting learning institutions, building regional learning ecologies and pathways. So tell us about that. What's exciting about that? What's going to go on, Elizabeth?
Yeah, thanks so much. So I'm really excited about this track. The goal of this particular theme for the conference is to really talk about how institutions can collaborate in connecting their learning experiences in a really youth-centered way. And so one of the things that we know is that there's a huge proliferation of different kinds of learning settings that young people can take advantage of today. But the issue sometimes is that for some young people, they may know how to access, for instance, a great internship program at a museum or sign up for a wonderful after-school adventure. But for some youth, they actually don't have access to certain kinds of connected learning experiences in out-of-school time especially. And so one of the challenges that we'd love to explore in this track is how do we make those connections and improve that access for young people? Now, one of the solutions for this has actually been piloted in many cities and regions across the country, in which organizations like museums and libraries and schools and after-school programs are all getting together and are creating what are called learning networks, or in some cases they're called hives. But basically what this is an intensive form of collaboration where organizations that offer connected learning experiences for young people get together and say, how can we organize and create programs for youth that actually connect one to each other? How can we rethink the way we deliver programs in a way that basically is user-centered, youth-centered? And how can we basically collaborate together in such a way that a young person can move seamlessly through our organization off to another organization, building a digital portfolio along the way, creating and traveling along a pathway of interest to that youth? How can we also coordinate the role of our mentors? A lot of us offer amazing mentorship opportunities for young people, and how can we coordinate if we work together to ensure that kids get access to the right kind of mentors for what they're interested in? So the point of this track is to invite folks to come and have a conversation and present examples of ways that they are collaborating in an intensive way, because this is extreme partnership we're talking about here with learning networks, but the ways in which they're collaborating intensely with other learning organizations to create these pathways of experience that are interest-driven for youth. And in particular, we have a few questions that we want people to help us think through. One is really, what makes a learning network work? How do you organize this? This could be a network of 5 to 30 to 100 organizations. How do you coordinate that? What kind of governance models do you set up? How do you coordinate and market the outcomes that come out of that learning network? The second question is really thinking about, what does it mean to design your connected learning programs from a youth-centered perspective? And how do you do that not just in your own organization, but how do you do that across organizations? So a third question is to really think about impact. So you may have heard of the of collective impact. The idea of how when organizations collaborate, they can actually have a different kind of impact than if they work individually. Well, how does that work in the learning network setting? What kind of collective impact are we having on what youth are experiencing? What kind of impact are we having on our own organizations in the way we think about youth learning and youth experience? And what does that mean for our city and our region? Through collaboration like this, we actually have an opportunity to solve some access questions and problems, to create more interest-driven kinds of learning experiences for young people, and to also leverage some new kinds of resources that might not have been available or in the circle of collaboration before. So those are a few of the questions that we're looking forward to folks joining in with us on this conversation and submitting different kinds of workshops or papers or presentations, and most importantly, joining in and helping us think through this really important and fun kind of way of collaborating.
Wonderful. Something tells me that answering those questions is going to have an effect not only on the people, but on their networks and one of the things that I know is that combining networks is more than additive. That
Yes.
what you get is more than just the sum of the network. So great, good luck on this, and thank you for articulating that so perfectly for people.
Oh, I'm so excited about it. So thanks very much.